Hi there, beautiful people out there. This is Pernilla from Taking My Life Back, mother of four and entrepreneur. So today we're going to talk about something that is really close to me because it's something I've been struggling with, which is procrastination. Oh, yes, right? You're all like, ooh, that's not fun to deal with, right? Yes, I know it isn't, but I think we all are kind of doing this in a more or less, basically. I really have to admit, I see myself as a recovering major procrastinator. I used to really put out a lot of stuff. It's not that I didn't get anything done, but I just used to really put out a lot of stuff that I really didn't want to do. And the thing is, you end up handling like a lot of emergencies all the time because you just didn't take care of them when you actually had to, right? And I feel like the procrastination is part of kind of feeling a little bit like a low energy, like you don't really want to do stuff. And then you put things off and you're like, oh, but if I don't do it today, I can do it tomorrow. Because for me, at least, it's something I've really seen in my own life. When the less you have to do, the less you actually do, right? If you are in a period of your life where you don't have a lot of stuff to do, you don't have like a lot of really hard deadlines, maybe you're not working or whatever, then it seems like you get less and less stuff done during the day, right? I feel like that, at least. The less pressure I put on myself concerning deadlines, well, the less I get done, basically, because I just put it off. I was like, oh, if we don't do it today, I can just do tomorrow or next week or whatever. We don't really care, right? And the more I have stuff to do, the more I actually get done, right? And it just seems like there's this cycle. You need to get started to get the ball rolling, and to get more things out of the way. So to actually get into that energy level, I really found that this is kind of like just like a training. You have to train yourself. This is what I've done. So basically, I have set up a rule for myself. So anything that takes 5 minutes or less, when I think about it, I have to do it, I just do it. Right? If it's like I have to send an email, I'll just sit down and I'll write it and I'll send it, because then it's off. It's not in my head anymore. It's out of here, right? Because all of these things, there's a lot of stuff that is linked to the procrastination. And there's also, well, it's a cycle, like it's a vicious cycle that we get into, but it's also a matter of feeling good about yourself. When you don't get all the stuff done, you don't feel so great about yourself, right? And when you start like getting more and more stuff done, like get out of the way, right? Then at the end of the day, you feel really good. You're like, oh my God, I did all this stuff today. It was great. I got a lot of things out of the way. But it's also, so it's really good for you, for, feeling, self-worth and feeling good about yourself. But it's also, really important to handle the mental load. Your computer, when you have like a lot of windows open, and maybe you have like 30 windows open, where your computer is pretty slow, right? It's like has issues doing really basic stuff, and you want to save a document. It takes a really long time. It has to think about a lot of stuff. It's because it has too much stuff open, right? And your brain is kind of the same thing. So if you have a lot of really small stuff to do, maybe you have some bigger ones as well, but if you have a lot of small things, like you need to get the birthday gift for your son's best friend's birthday party, right? Or you need to pick up the dry cleaning, and you need to do this. Well, all this stuff kind of keeps going on in the back of your mind until you actually do them, because that's how your brain works. And so if you don't do the things right, well, you walk around with that in your head, like, oh, I can't forget that I have to do this and I have to do that. And the thing is, then your brain will just keep stocking all this little stuff you need to do, right? All these missions, because for your brain, there's really no difference between like something really big and very important and something smaller and less important, or maybe small but still very important. It can also be, but there's not like prioritizing really in your brain. It's all in there, and it all takes storage in space and thinking space as well. So when you start doing this rule, takes 5 minutes, I'll just do it straight away. Then it's out of your way, it's out of your mind, and you can use this headspace, or if your computer, a RAM, but you know what I mean. So you can do this. You can use this for something, get on with the next thing, or also free up space in your head to maybe think about bigger things. Because if you have filled up your head with your memory with all this stuff you need to do, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do that. Well, then you don't have the mental clarity to kind of tackle the bigger issues in your life, or the bigger missions in your life, that the bigger things that you want to do, right? So get rid of the small stuff. Just do it. And also, once you get in the habit of doing the smaller things straight away, then you just want to get things out of your way all the time. It's like a muscle that you train. So the more smaller things you get out of your way when you start out, then the easier it gets to start bigger things as well. And that is a really good training. So what I usually do is I just start with the small things, like a really small thing I need to do. And then I go on to the next one, and then to the next one, right? And this kind of trains myself, and then I'll feel more motivated to actually start the things that are more complicated or will take a longer time, right? And I really, really think it's a very good training. It's kind of like when you start jogging, right? So if you go for a run, you won't start out saying, I haven't been running for 10 years, but I'll start out with a 10K. No, you just say, okay, you know what? Today I haven't been running for a really long time. So today I'll just start out with running for 5 minutes, right? And then the day after, maybe I'll do 6. And then maybe at some point I'll do 10. And then maybe but the thing is, you'll just up it a little bit more every single time. And for getting things done, it's kind of the same thing. It's starting out small so you don't feel overwhelmed. And so you feel like this, I can do this, right? I can go and do the stuff I've been pushing out, but just a small task, nothing too major. And then you'll do a second small task, and maybe you'll do like a third, but a little bit bigger task, etc., etc. And you'll take these off in your head, and you're like, oh, this is great. I got this done, and I got this done. And this way, you actually get all the little stuff like just out of your way, right? If you get a letter with some stuff you need to do, just respond right away. Just do it. Sit down and do it. And it's out of the way. You go to the mailbox and you send it if that's, if you have to send stuff by like normal letter, but basically you get my drift. So this way you have way more mental space to handle the bigger things that you want to figure out in your life and the bigger missions in your life. And this is a really good way to get back in the driver's seat. It's a really good way to kind of say, okay, well, I won't start by remodeling my whole life, but I'll just start with doing this. And then after that, I'll do this. And then tomorrow I'll do something a little bit more complicated, and I'll tick off in my head. Right? It's a very good training. It's worked really well for me. And now I just do this, right? Smaller tasks straight away. Just do it. And that way I walk around with less tasks in my head. That, oh my God, I can't forget to do this. I mustn't forget to do that, right? So this is one thing. And it really, really helps when you want to get back in designing your own life and really get back into that driver's seat of your own life, right? Decide where you're going to go. Because as long as you have your head filled with all this little stuff, then you can't really get to have an overview of where you really want to go. Because you have this mental load all the time. So this is something very important. So basically, if it takes 5 minutes or less, 5 minutes or less, then you just do it straight away. And that way you can get on to something more important. So that was the first thing. Second thing that has really helped me, and we'll talk about more about this another day, but it is the day before. So for example, for me here, it's evening. So tonight, I think about what are the 2 really important tasks that I need to do tomorrow. 2, not 25. 2 really important tasks. This doesn't take off the 5-minute rule, right? But I have 2 really important tasks I need to get done the next day. And I do this at, the day before. So when I wake up in the morning, I know exactly where to start. I know exactly if I have like at half an hour to work on something, I'll just get straight to work. That really, really, really helps. And sometimes even with my husband at night, we're like, okay, so what are your 2 important things you need to do tomorrow, right? This is actually a Tim Ferriss tip from the 4-hour workweek, that you do this, and it's really, really helped us a lot. So because it helps you just define 2 things you need to finish that you can finish in a day, but your day is not done without them being finished. It gets you going straight away in the morning. It doesn't mean that if something small comes up and just is kind of on my way of my daily mission, then I'll just do it. But I still need to accomplish my 2 big things and get all this small stuff just out of the way, basically. So this is actually a really good, 2 really good principles to get rid of procrastination. There's still stuff that I prefer to push out a little bit because I really don't like to do them. But I think we all have a tendency to do that, right? But it should not prevent you from, you shouldn't be procrastinating so much that you get stuck and you don't go anywhere. That is really what I wanted to get rid of for me. Not that I didn't do stuff, but it was just, I felt I really had this tendency that was kind of weighing me down, right? So procrastination, let's get rid of that. Okay, it goes with perfection. Out of the window, right? We just do stuff, right? I think that will really help you get moving in your life and get on with your life design, right? Because this is what we want to do. We want to take charge of our lives and get things, out of the way and get on our path and do what we want to do, not what life throws at us, right? We want to really make sure that we choose what we will do with our lives. And that is and getting rid of procrastination is a really big part of it. So today, you will define 2 really important missions for you tomorrow, right? Something that will get your projects moving further when it's personal, for your house, whatever it is, with 2 really important things where your day is not done until they're done. And then tomorrow, any task that is under 5 minutes, just do it straight away. Get rid of it, out of the way. You have something you need to order online, just do it. You have an email to write, just do it. You need to call somebody, just do it. And you'll see, you will get in this mode where you just get things done really quickly. And you'll feel so good about yourself. So let me know what you did. And do you use this rule now? Let me know in your comments below. And if you like this video, a thumbs up. And if you like my videos in general and you want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.